Plagiarize. To steal another person's ideas or work. Plagiarize a story. Plagiarize a speech. Plagiarize a passage. Plagiarize an essay. She has plagiarized most of the assignments from earlier studies of the period. Racial. Happening between people of different races. Racial discrimination. Racial inequality. Racial prejudice. Racial tension. This part of the community needs to be protected from racial prejudice. Comply. To act according to an order. Comply with requirements. Comply with regulations. Comply with laws. Comply with rules. The school was closed for failing to comply with government safety regulations. Speculation. Guess about the possible causes. Intense speculation. Widespread speculation. Fuel speculation. Spark speculation. Numerous speculations have been attempted in terms of climate, diet, or geology. Compulsory. Required by a law or rule. Compulsory vaccination. Compulsory schooling. Compulsory retirement. Compulsory insurance. English is compulsory for all students, but art and music are optional. Violation. The action of violating someone or something. A human rights violation. A copyright violation. A parole violation. An agreement violation. Amnesty International opposes the death penalty as a violation of human rights. Transmission. The act or process of transmitting. Transmission of disease. Mode of transmission. Prevention of transmission. Risk of transmission. The influenza virus has shown person-to-person transmission in a given place. Cooperative. Done or owned together with other people. A cooperative approach. A cooperative effort. A cooperative relationship. A cooperative research. Society's progress through the juxtaposition of cooperative and competitive processes. Portrait. A painting or photograph of a person. A vivid portrait. A full-length portrait. A portrait painter. A portrait photographer. Line and color are the most important elements in portrait painting. Framework. A basic structure underlying a system. Develop a framework. Establish a framework. Set a framework. Regulate a framework. We need to establish a legal framework for the protection of the environment. Convey. Communicate ideas or feelings indirectly. Convey a message. Convey a sense. Convey a meaning. Convey an emotion. You need to be able to convey the subtle nuances of the meaning of each word. Inhabitant. A person or animal that inhabits a place. Indigenous inhabitant. Native inhabitants. Local inhabitants. Original inhabitants. In the past, all the inhabitants on Earth lived entirely without technology. Pioneering. Involving new ideas or methods. Pioneering work. Pioneering research. Pioneering concept. Pioneering initiative. The school has won awards for its pioneering work with the local community. Evolve. To come forth gradually into being. Language evolves. Technology evolves. Society evolves. Technology evolves. If you want to be a poet, you must evolve your own style of writing. Diverse. Showing a great deal of variety. Culturally diverse. Geographically diverse. Ethnically diverse. Linguistically diverse. This mainland is geographically more diverse than any other continent. Entity. Something that has a real existence. A distinct entity. A separate entity. An autonomous entity. An independent entity. Nowadays, these islands can no longer be viewed as a single entity. Degree. A unit of measurement. Degree of certainty. Degree of danger. Degree of influence. Police work involves a considerable degree of flexibility and discretion. Indefinitely. The period that has no fixed end. Indefinitely suspended. Indefinitely postponed. Indefinitely delayed. Indefinitely closed. The exhibition has been postponed indefinitely due to a lack of public demand. Rhetorical. Relating to effective speaking or writing. A rhetorical question. A rhetorical situation. A rhetorical device. A rhetorical consideration. She was the writer of numerous rhetorical and theological works. Unforeseen. Not anticipated or predicted. An unforeseen circumstance. An unforeseen consequence. An unforeseen event. An unforeseen complication. Without an efficient system, unforeseen problems can develop into major setbacks. Deprived. Lacking a specified benefit that is considered important. A deprived community. A deprived childhood. A deprived upbringing. A deprived background. The poorest and most deprived people will receive special government help. Artificial. Used instead of something natural. Artificial intelligence. Artificial camouflage. Artificial sweetener. Artificial additives. This company's products contain no artificial preservatives or colorings. Eradication. The complete destruction of something. The eradication of disease. The eradication of poverty. The eradication of illiteracy. The eradication of racism. The eradication of smallpox by vaccination was one of the drug's greatest triumphs. Exacerbate. To make something worse. Exacerbate a problem. Exacerbate a situation. Exacerbate a conflict. Exacerbate a crisis. The current cuts in public expenditure will inevitably exacerbate this situation. Flora. The plants of a particular region. Alpine flora. Tropical flora. Aquatic flora. Bacterial flora. Flora in the eastern region includes over 4,000 types of plants. Fieldwork. Research that is done practically. Archaeological fieldwork. Scientific fieldwork. Anthropological fieldwork. Extensive fieldwork. The study involves observational fieldwork in different faculties of the university. Franchise. Acting as an agent for a company's products. A franchise holder. A franchise outlet. A franchise chain. A franchise store. She has recently franchised her business with a multinational company. Conflicting. Not able to be right or happen together. Conflicting evidence. Conflicting reports. Conflicting opinions. Conflicting thoughts. The jury heard conflicting evidence from 3 different witnesses. Maternal. Related to the mother's side of the family. A maternal urge. A maternal instinct. A maternal affection. A maternal devotion. Maternal nutrition may have a vital influence on child development. Migration. Seasonal movement of people and animals. Annual migration. Seasonal migration. Large-scale migration. Winter migration. There was a mass migration of poverty-struck people into the cities. Multicultural. Containing several cultural and ethnic groups. Multicultural society. Multicultural community. Multicultural approach. Multicultural influence. The lawyer dealt with the issues of multicultural education and equal opportunities. Dispute. Any conflict or disagreement. Internal dispute. Domestic dispute. Legal dispute. Territorial dispute. They have been unable to settle the dispute over working conditions. Standard. A level of quality or achievement. Standard pattern. Standard practice. Standard procedure. Standardized test. Learners who achieve an acceptable standard will progress to degree studies. Parasitic. An organism of another species. A parasitic organism. A parasitic infection. A parasitic disease. A parasitic illness. Global warming can lead to the spread of tropical parasitic infection. Particle. A minute portion of matter. A subatomic particle. An elementary particle. A radioactive particle. A charged particle. Their experimental calculations provide insight into particle physics. Precaution. Careful action you make in advance. Safety precautions. Security precautions. Extra precautions. Health precautions. The safety precaution is for parents to keep medicines out of children's reach. Technology. The application of scientific knowledge. Computer technology. Encryption technology. Stealth technology. Emerging technology. Inventions fundamentally involve minor improvements in technology. Qualitative. Relating to the quality or standard. Qualitative research. Qualitative study. Qualitative assessment. Qualitative analysis. Qualitative analysis shows that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Restructure. To change the way, It is organized. Restructure a company. Restructure an industry. Restructure an operation. Restructure an economy. They restructured the coal industry before selling it to private owners. Addictive. Producing or tending to cause addiction. Highly addictive. Potentially addictive. Psychologically addictive. Physically addictive. Heroin is obtained from morphine and is extremely addictive to human. Ritual. Solemn ceremony consisting of a series of actions. A religious ritual. An ancient ritual. A tribal ritual. A healing ritual. These rituals were practiced by the people before Christianity came to the region. Scholar. A specialist in a particular branch of study. A leading scholar. An Islamic scholar. A legal scholar. A literary scholar. She went to London to become a distinguished scholar of her generation. Violence. Behavior that is intended to hurt other. Racial violence. Workplace violence. Domestic violence. Ethnic violence. We witnessed a violent struggle between police and protesters. Effect. Producing the result that is wanted. Health effects. Ripple effect. Lingering effects. Profound effect. His teacher's criticisms had the ill effect of discouraging him completely.